Hello. How are you? Great to see you.
Likewise.
I think when I look back, overall it was a difficult season. It was that we started with a car that was really not good, and we tried to figure out what happened, and it was difficult at times. But also managing your own emotions, because we had races that were pretty encouraging, like Barcelona, and then you go back to some tracks where the car didn't perform at all. So the learning is, I think we have a better understanding for what happened with the car. The personal learning is, how to cope with the season that overall wasn't very successful, and obviously towards the end, the car got quicker, and finally George and Lewis were able to drive something that was a little bit more predictable, and we had some highlights like the one that you mentioned in Interlagos.
Knowing how the season panned out, knowing the challenges we had with the car, I think we can be pretty proud of the job we did, and there were a lot of positives to take away from that season. The reliability of the car was great. The strategy on many occasions was really, really strong. And I think, like Toto said, the personal learnings we all went through, the technical learnings, that's all gone into the car that's sat just across from us right now. And hopefully we've taken a step up.
I continue to love racing. I think that's never ever going to change as a part of my DNA. And I just always believe that I can get better. I just always love that challenge of the mental and the physical element of it, of just having to deep dive and see how you can extract more performance from yourself, from the people around you, from the car that's constantly evolving. It's not the same car every year. It's always changing. There's always new tools, always a new logbook that you have to get used to, and I love that. So, planning to stay a little bit longer.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure that they'll enjoy it a lot. Obviously, I'll be a bit on the sidelines this year, but I'll do my best and do the utmost work I can do to support them. Obviously, also on track side, be present, have a look at the videos, and try and see if there's anything I can spot. And yeah, I think for myself, I'm really here to learn, try and take as much on board for myself, and yeah, put that into work then in the future.
This is the most exciting part of the year, like just where being at the factory this past week, seeing from the tub to all these small elements coming together, come out of different parts of the factory, and you see it come together, and everything fits so beautifully, and you just stand in awe of just seeing how amazing the designers are, the engineers, how much detail they go into when you look into where the engine compartment, how it all fits in perfectly, the uprights, the wing, everything. And then the other day I kind of freaked myself out. There's almost 8 billion people in the world, and there's only 20 of us that get to do this. And there's only 2 of us that get to drive for this team. So we are so privileged, beyond measure. So this is the most exciting time for sure.
Is she going to be as fast as she looks? I hope so, but definitely there is a lot of excitement in putting the car finally on the road. We really try to get the weight off the car in every single bit, and therefore from the paint side we committed in gaining the grams by leaving the car matte carbon, and history repeats itself. Just in this case, it's a modern material, it's carbon and not aluminium, and it's black. And on top of that, you know, we knew why we had a black car 2 years ago, and it just came together, and it's wonderful.
The mindset that I've seen and the one that we discussed has been one about just relentless development. I mean, on the PU side, we've had constraints, more and more constraints as the regulations change. We've had, at the start of last year, a hardware freeze. At the start of this year, it's going to be a software performance freeze. And therefore, finding performance within those constraints is so much harder. And it's only through real innovation and real relentless work, relentless understanding can you bring any performance forward. And so that's the mindset I see.
Although we had problems with the car last year, I think there's also a lot of goodness in the car. There's also a lot of things that did work for us. I think the drivers talked earlier about reliability that's been good. So I think you have to be careful, sort of not to sort of just throw it all away and start again. I think some of the key bits for us, we've completely changed front and rear suspension, trying to help with the weight of the car, but also trying to help with some of the handling. You'll see there's quite significant changes in the bodywork. The core DNA is still the same, but there's quite significant changes in the bodywork.
We've done a lot of work in the simulator. We got to drive the old car, but we've seen this in the works for some time now. And I remember before Christmas seeing it in the wind tunnel. And you hear about all the changes we've made, and you're just hoping that the characteristics of what we've been asking for the past 12 months. So yeah, I'm really, really excited. And I know everyone back at the factory has worked so hard to make this beautiful creation. So this is the most exciting time of the year when you get in for the first time, you drive out the pit lane, and you get that sense, okay, you've got the power, you've got the feeling, the mechanical balance, the aero working. That's what we're excited to see.
I mean, we both jumped in the car a couple of days ago to do the seat fit, and around the race bays, everybody's coming in to see the work that they have put in to this masterpiece. So now just going to go out there today, just make sure the car's working properly and try and set ourselves up for the test next week, because ultimately that's where we're going to find out how the car's truly performing.
To see the work that has gone into it and everybody working very hard to put it together, to now finally see it, and yeah, we'll hopefully get to drive it at some point, and yeah, just really excited.
It's great that we're finally ready to go. She's here, she looks great, and hopefully when we do the shakedown in an hour or so time, the car is also going to behave and be quick. So I hope you enjoyed the launch this morning. We're really happy that we could show you the real thing. And now keep your fingers crossed that the day goes well, and see you soon.
Like any of my, if I buy a car, I race that color, like black.
Why?
I don't know. I mean, I raced a car.
We did, because my very first road car was white, and I put carbon fibre windows on it.